All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Elite 100. Can you feel it in the air? Holy cow. I've been working with a lot of you guys. A lot of you I meet one-on-one, and the energy coming into Nashville is unlike I've ever felt before. We had an amazing dinner in Massachusetts last week, and I was there, and some of the clients were there. Ian was there. Yun was there. Katie, what happened? Thought you were coming. What? We get to meet with some people in the Matrix team. We had a lot of our team there too. So, and the energy is just off the hook for this Nashville thing. I couldn't be more excited. We have a bunch of new members. We have Ivan, we have David, we have Chris Peterson, we have Chris and Erica Kate. So a lot of new members. Should be absolutely amazing. That being said, well, let's do wins and masterminds first, and we'll get into that. Why don't we start with the mastermind principles? Who would love to read those? And somebody that hasn't done it in a while. Last week, Kevin volunteered, even though he's brand new. Who would love to read those? All right, Mr. Matt, do you need them?
I got him.
Nice.
I don't know if I qualify for not reading them in a while, but I'm going to go for it.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, it came to you right now. Does everybody here have a copy of the branded Matrix mastermind principles? I think that should have went out. If not, Carrie, can you have Val or somebody email that out to everybody, to everybody here in the Elite? Awesome, thank you. Because it's I just like the brand stuff, and it's you guys will have that. You put it in your vision books. Why don't you go ahead, brother?
All right, awesome. Mastermind principles. I release myself to the mastermind because I am strong when I have others to help me. I believe the combined intelligence of the mastermind creates a wisdom far beyond my own. I understand that I will more easily create positive results in my life when I am open to looking at myself, my problems, and opportunities from another's point of view. I decide to release my desire totally in trust to the mastermind, and I am open to accepting new possibilities. I forgive myself for mistakes I have made. I also forgive others who have hurt me in the past, so I can move into the future with a clean slate. I ask the mastermind to hear what I really want, my goals, my dreams, and my desires. And I hear my mastermind partners supporting me in my fulfillment. I accept. I know, relax, and accept, believing that the working power of the mastermind will respond to my every need. I am grateful for knowing this is so. Dedication and covenant. I now have a covenant in which it is agreed that the mastermind shall supply me with an abundance of all things necessary to live a success-filled and happy life. I dedicate myself to be of maximum service to the world and my fellow human beings, to live in a manner that will set the highest example for others to follow, and to remain an open channel of God's will. I go forth with the spirit of enthusiasm, excitement, and expectancy.
Awesome. Thanks for that, my brother. Much appreciated. And who has some wins they want to share to get us kicked off? I know you guys have a lot of wins throughout the week. Just some quick wins to get us going, and then we'll jump in. Dan?
Brian, I'm gonna dive right in. We're buying a boat today.
You're doing what?
We're buying a pontoon boat today.
Oh, nice. Nice. I love it. That's a nice, enjoyable thing on the kids on the lake. That's I love that. Absolutely love it. Dan, what about you, bud?
Well, mine's not as good as the new pontoon, but the win that I have was kind of an unexpected one. 10 days ago, I went to Luke's event in Miami, which, I expected to hear great things from Luke and from Dave, who was there, and also from Jared. Great presentations. But my win is he did a little event, kind of a networking thing like was done at Bob's Matrix, where you go around and you share what your C-type goal is and what you want. And I met a lot of kids. Now, I call them kids because they're under 30. They're not really kids, but man, nice people. And they so inspiring. I've had probably 6 calls from people that I met for 5 minutes as we did that roundtable exercise. And, about the time that my confidence in our youth was wavering, I got inspired that these kids really have their act together. They're open-minded. They're going to do great with passive income. They really look up to Luke, and they're learning a lot from him. So I just feel really inspired to hear from all these kids, and that's my win for this week. I wanted to share that.
I love it. Yeah, I know it's so easy to kind of look at the, where the countries going, the world, even with the youth and education systems, and all we see is a lot of negative things. So it's very inspiring to know that there is a whole other movement. What I think is happening is it's really separating. You're getting like,
True.
sort of people that are really clued in early, that are just at the highest levels of achievement and awareness. And then the lower side, I think, unfortunately, is getting lower and lower. So there's almost like no middle class anymore, huh? It seems like it's really pushing and pushing and pushing.
It's like that. Yeah, but these kids are really high vibe, and I find it inspiring.
I love it. Awesome. Love
Ryan,
it.
I have a win too. That
All right, what do you
that
got?
was a good one, Dan. Thank you for sharing that one. So I was flying out to a wedding on Friday. On Thursday, my flight out of Boston got canceled. It's kind of like a thing now. Flights get canceled often. I had the last ticket out of Providence, so pivoted. It turns out that on Sunday, I get a text from a new client, potential new client who works for the EU, saying, "Hey, I'm in Providence, dropping my daughter off at Brown University for a 1 week thing. If you're in town, I'd love to get together." I'm like, as a matter of fact, I was supposed to fly into Boston. I'm now flying in Providence. I arrive at 6. He said, "How about 6:45?" I said, "Okay." So 6:45 to 8:45, we have a meeting downtown, impromptu, have a new client that is now the EU, and looking at a project in Barbados and Latin America.
I absolutely love it. That's huge, brother. You are positioned to just explode. And if you are getting over to Rhode Island, Kyle's in Rhode Island, so is Keaton. So I notice all you guys, when you're traveling around, you look for what elite members are in the area. You guys are getting together. So it's always a cool thing. And that's something Laura and I are going to do too, is whenever we're traveling to different cities or states, we're going to see who's in the area and try and get dinner like we did in Mass. It was pretty cool. So awesome. Well, great wins, great energy. Phil is negotiating world peace right now, so he's not going to be on today. He's got some pretty big deals going. He's got some major stuff, some of the biggest stuff that's ever happened in his career. So he's going to bring that to us next week. But what I want to do today, one more housekeeping thing. Next week, we're completely off. So no Elite 100, no one-on-ones. Next week, we're completely shut down. And that's one thing I don't think Bob ever did. But in the Matrix, we shut down for the week of the 4th. We shut down Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, and New Year's week. Completely shut down. One other week in there somewhere. I don't know. Because we're trying to show balance, right? What the hell is the point if we don't have balance with our loved ones and shutting down? So that's why we're doing that. Hopefully that resonates with you guys. So just remember, next week, there'll be no Elite 100. And then the following week, we're at the retreat. So our team's going to be working on some of that stuff and nailing that down. I'm going to circulate a list in the WhatsApp today of all the people attending. I want you to please review it. And for any errors, if it's you and your spouse, some of you have spouses that are not here. My team is finalizing this, and we got to get to the point of no revisions. So it's been driving a little crazy. It's how events work. So it always comes down to the wire. So a couple things there. And then, does everybody have the book, God Works Through You? We're going to start masterminding in that at the retreat. If you don't have it, get it. God Works Through You. We're going to dissect that. We'll start in the retreat. You should all have it from the last retreat, but there's some new people here as well. So, all right. So that's the housekeeping. I do want to finalize hot seats, and we're going to try and get everybody that wants a hot seat in. I can't promise we're going to do that. But so far I have Len and Beth, Katie, Chris Cates, Yun, Peggy, Kevin Lee, and Eric Markarian that want hot seats. We do have people speaking. We have Dave, we have Ivan, we have Rudy Maurer coming in to speak, as well as some other speakers. So we do have some teaching and presentation spots. But as far as hot seats, is there anybody else that would like one that I didn't mention? Ian? And again, you don't have to have one. It's just if you want one, if you feel that you want to do a live hot seat. They'll probably be about 20 minutes. Anybody else? All good. All right. So I'm going to work with Josiah. We're going to revise and tighten up the schedule. We'll get it out to you guys, hopefully by the end of the week for the retreat. The only thing that's going to change is who's in the hot seat when. We'll put in time slots and things of that nature. So we'll get that all finalized. Awesome. Well, what I want to do today, guys, is I have some of my team on here today. I want to quickly go through goals. So as fast as you can. You don't have to speed read, but clearly stated, what is your chief definite aim, right? A lot of you might have multiple goals, but what is the one thing that you're moving towards, your C-type goal? And if you don't have it clear, we can work on here a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to make a document and we're going to brand it and we'll have it in the Elite 100. We'll circulate it to you guys so we can all have each other's goals and touch them. Like every morning when you're doing your morning routine, we can all send energy to each other. I think it'd be the next level of not only just accountability, but spirituality and holding each other's intention. So I'm just going to go right around how I see you guys here and just state your goal. And then my team is going to kind of just, extract that and put it on a nice document for us. So Mr. Hoover, what is your goal?
I'm so happy and grateful now that in excess of 1 million a month flows to me with ease.
Awesome. So that's perfect. That's a good way to word it, right? We've talked about the I am so happy and grateful, right? Words are sound, sound is energy. I am means you are a creator. We are God, right? We're in the consciousness of God. We're part of that consciousness. So happy is a high vibration, right? I am a creator in a high vibration. And grateful, we're grateful for things that are done. So when we say I am so happy and grateful, we're saying I am a creator in a high vibration and it is done. And then we state our goal. So I love that. Mr. Ian, what about you, brother?
I am so happy and grateful now that my team is developing in excess of 1 million acres of farmland with agrivoltaics, which supports in excess of 1,000 farm families and 1,000 new farmers.
I love it. Clear and concise. Ara, what about you? I see you down there.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you?
I'm so happy and grateful now that, I'm healthy and be able to participate in team sports. And by 2016, my net worth will be $300 million.
Oh,
And by June of 23, I'll have 1 million per month passive income from multiple sources.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Ivan, you and I haven't really gone over this. And you have, when you present your, 55 different companies globally, I don't know if you have one overarching goal boiled down to like a goal card, like a simple statement. Do you have something like that?
Like a simple statement that is for the
Your
for the
entire
family office.
your entire vision, the big
Yes.
overarching vision.
Yeah, the big overarching vision is basically what I show you in the philanthropy investors. That's more like a goal, but you mean like a target, right? Like similar to what?
No, not a target, like a C-type goal. I know you have 10 humanitarian divisions, right? So your goal might sound like, I'm so happy and grateful now that my family office has created 10 individual humanitarian companies that do blank. That would be like, because that's going to supersede you and generations ahead, right?
Yeah, that's a legacy.
That's
A legacy
the
goal.
one.
Yes.
I want you to have that in a paragraph as short as you can on a goal card. So maybe we can work on that a little bit, because I know you have the 10 divisions.
Yeah, I will need. Yeah. We can meet on a Zoom and you can help me. That would be awesome.
Okay. But it'll be something like that. Like, I'm so happy and grateful now that all 10 divisions of the philanthropy investing are up and running and impacting the entire globe by such and such a date or something like that. So we'll work on that together.
Okay.
Because I know you have a lot of targets, which are just targets. C-type goal is like Elon Musk is populating Mars. My C-type goal is I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a net worth in excess of 21 billion net worth and assets by age 60. Now there's a lot of things that apply to that. Philanthropy is the biggest one, but the thing I have from my mind on a goal card is that simple short statement. And
I know it.
Brain, so 21 billion, I can see that. That's like, boom, that's very measurable.
I see.
You and I can work on that together.
Okay.
Let's see, Mr. Weedo, what's yours, brother?
All right, I'm so happy and grateful now that we are earning in excess of 30 million a month through multiple income streams in a calm, confident, heavenly manner.
So one thing that's cool, we've been together for about a year now, a lot of us. We just passed a year in July. Is it July? I can't remember. But we passed a year. You're one of the original members, and your goal went from like 30,000 or 50,000 a month to like 100K a month. And then you went to 30 million or something. Like, there's been a couple of revisions. So a lot of you, Kevin Lee, I've been working with for like 6 weeks. He was originally, I think, at $1 million a month, and now it's 5 million. And it's just awareness. It's not, it's not good or bad or big or small. It's just awareness of what's possible. Everybody's figuring out, when you tap into God, you can create anything you want. It's just, what would you love and what you want? Katie's another one. I look around, Dan, most of you guys have revamped and upped your goals. So I absolutely love that, brother. What about Mr. Barnett?
Hi, everyone.
Okay.
I am so happy and grateful now that Michelle and myself are moving in lockstep to build our businesses and our investment opportunities to a residual income of $7,777,777 per month by January 7th, 2027 in a calm, confident, heavenly manner.
I love that. Love it, love it, love it. So if you didn't know, Dan was an engineer. So was I. But I love that. We've massaged that over time as well. And there's a lot of significance to the number 7. And you're saying in excess of. So I love that. Absolutely love it. Let's see. Peggy. Where are you? There you are. What about you?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Afternoon. I could use some help on this and perhaps offline. I've been trying to get with
We have
Phil.
time here. Same with
Okay.
I. Let's work with it here.
Okay. So I feel like I've been in this spinning computer, that spinning thing, computer for a while. And it's, my goals have shifted. I definitely see myself impacting tens, hundreds of thousands of people with a new paradigm of success and fulfillment and abundance. And I'm feeling drawn to write a book. I also love working with clients, but when I go to write down the number of clients, the amount of money I want to earn, it gets fuzzy. So
Well, here you
am
go.
I trying to figure out the how, like
You're
what's
stuck in the
happening?
how. Yeah, you're stuck in the left brain
Okay.
mechanical how. So writing a book wouldn't be a goal because you already know how to do it. It might be a target or a task, but it's not a C-type goal. You know, Peggy, you know how to write. You have
Right.
the
I'm in
information.
her class. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just something sort of, I would call that in your life script. That's more of a personal want. It's not like, oh my God, how do I write a book, right? So as far as the C-type goal, that would just be more part of your life script, something you're doing. It's not even, may or may not even be a revenue source. It's more of like a business card. So how many people you're helping would be a C-type goal, and forget the how though. Remember, Bob was sitting in a room in 1962 by himself with a pen and wrote down, I am going to create a company that operates all over the world before the internet even existed. So you want to get back to the spirit, the left brain fantasy part of it. And if you want to say I'm impacting 1 million people, that's a goal, C-type goal. Or if it is a dollar amount, income amount. So when I say 21 billion, most of that it's going to go on to institutions, investing. I don't need anywhere near that kind of money. It's so I can impact with resources globally. So my life script talks about what I'm doing with the 21 billion, but the goal for my subconscious that I'm connecting with God every single day on, short term is 10 million a month this year, long term is 21 billion. And it's like, what's your name? Brian Dalmasso. It should be like that with all you guys. So this is why we don't want a whole page that's a goal, short, sweet paragraph, commit to memory. So with that new framing, what would Peggy love? Not what do you think yet. What would Peggy love?
I would love at the end of this year to be on a run rate of serving 100 ideal high vibration clients a year, attracting them effortlessly, because that's been part of the sticking point. So I would say I'm so happy and grateful now that I effortlessly attract 100 ideal clients a year, earning in excess of $1 million a year.
Okay, so that's good. That's clear and concise.
Okay.
Is that what you would love, or is that what you think is possible? There's another Peggy, by the way, and you know her story, that was broken, beaten, came from impoverished.
Right.
So is that what you would love, or is that what you think you can achieve?
That's what I think I can achieve.
Because last year was 150 clients and 4 million a year.
Right.
Or not even last year, like 6 months ago. So that tells me that you're letting the environment beat you up. You're letting your results control your thinking. And I'm not beating up on, a lot of you are probably still doing this in other areas, maybe physically, maybe relationships, could be a whole bunch of things. This just happens to be a, what sounds like a financial target, but you're retracting from the thing you said 6 months ago.
Yeah. I would still say it's 150 people a year. And the thing that I'm getting hung up on is how do I run the business without, and still preserve my lifestyle? And then I have a health goal in there as well.
Well, I can teach you that.
Yes.
You and I can sideline on that part. I just,
Okay.
is that that's something that's easy. That's mechanics. That's easy. Build a team. We can show you how to do that. I can get with
Right.
you again on the side on that one. But I would just get back to what would you love? Never mind the how. What would you love? And if it is $1 million a year, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I would love 150 clients a year. I'd love an amazing team that I empower to have their success. That, I work 5 hours a day max,
Yeah.
Monday through Friday. That I achieve my goal of 145 pounds, healthy, strong, flexible, highly athletic every day. That would be, world-class speaking. Yeah, so those two goals.
For you, I would do 2 goal cards. One, simple, sweet about your health. And number 2, about the clients. I would
Okay.
push off the speaking till next year. There's a timeline to everything.
Okay.
And it's confusing your mind. Book, speaking, clients, health. I would do
Okay.
the clients and the physical fitness. Those can be done in parallel fairly easily.
Okay.
Just,
Thank
6 to 12 months.
Okay. I'll put it in the WhatsApp.
Yeah, put them in the WhatsApp chat after.
Thank
So
you.
Carrie can.
That's
grab
helpful.
them. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what
Thank you,
happens,
Brian.
right? It's like the book 2024, maybe, the
Yeah.
public speaking, like wait till you have a team behind you that frees up all your time and all you do is teach and speak. So there's
Right.
a timeline to it. And I think maybe that's why you're spinning your wheels, is you have too many things trying to get from the conscious into the subconscious. And we all know that a shiny object, right?
Right.
So it's now in your life script, you can talk about the book and the speaking, but your goal cards and what we're writing out, when I ask you a goal and it's like saying, what's your name, would be the health and the income.
Right. That's
For
perfect.
the
Thank
clients,
you.
if it's 150 clients, that's we can get you there pretty easily. That's gold pin.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Brian.
12 and a half clients a month. So like 3 clients a week. And 3
Thank you,
clients,
Brian.
if you're doing 5 hours a day, I mean, if 3 of those are calls, that's 15 calls a week. You're going to sell 3 would be at the extreme low end, right? You're probably going to sell 7, 8. So a little bit's probably calendar and process, things of that nature, and then building a team. But I'll get with you and Dan after the elite retreat, and we'll go back through just the business of coaching and things of that nature.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Mr. Matt and Yona, you guys have a joined, yeah, you're in lockstep on that goal, right? I don't think it's changed. You guys were pretty aware when we met. But what is your goal?
So Brian, we are so happy and grateful now that we earn in excess of $108 million in passive residual income through multiple streams of revenue on a continuous basis by December 31st, 2030.
I love it. Clear, concise, and I know you guys are in lockstep with that too, and it means different things to you. I know Yun is more attached to the amount of people that it generates, and you and I are more left brain, and we like the money. But money is a reflection of services rendered. It's always going to be that reflection of services rendered. So
Is it a month or a year, Brian?
that's a year, 108 million passive income a year.
Sorry.
Yeah, but that's passive income. That's not net worth. That's cash flowing. They have a lot of real estate and doors, and they're started a coaching business. They have investments. So, do you guys know how many revenue streams you have? This is actually for everybody. Take a note on this. If you haven't done this, write down every last little revenue stream you have. I have a running list. I have 31 now, and some of them are like $10 a month for Amazon affiliate recommending a book. Doesn't matter. It's energy. It's a revenue stream, right? It's something that I do. And some of them are, 6 figures a month. So write down every last little revenue stream you have, and keep this in a journal that you review like once a month or something. And you should be culling out the things you don't like to do or that are not serving you and adding things that you love. But if we don't have it written out and we don't have a process and we're not reviewing it, how would that happen? It's just part of what Kevin and I are doing on 101 is really just, he's made it, right? You get past 100K a month and, millionaire and things of that nature. Well, then how do you buy back your life? And that's what I'm constantly doing. And you guys have seen it. Young and actually Dan, Peggy, a lot of you have been with me long enough when I used to work 7 days a week. Right now this year.
That's why it's so beautiful to hear you say we take 4 weeks off in a year, right? Like that.
No, that's just the team. I got 8 vacations this year. Yeah. We've taken more time off than I've ever taken in my entire life, made more money than I ever made, enjoying things more, love, and everything's just flowing. But it's being in the content, right? And it's having this group here too. See, this group here is my only real peer group. The other, and there's nothing wrong. It's not a better or worse. It's just you guys are my peers. Some of you still out earn me for now, right? But this is my peer group. This is where we get all the love. I get as much back as hopefully you guys are getting. And I love to see the growth. Phil's not here. Oh, Maddie's not here either. What the hell? Mr. Van Hoos, we don't know your goal, buddy. I know you have a lot of things you're looking to do, but do you have a clear, concise, boiled down sort of vision for yourself? Oh, you're muted, brother. Muted.
Thanks, man. I've always had two mantras, and these I've been doing for like 10, 15 years, but they're not very specific.
Mm-hmm.
I always say my mission is to empower leaders to empower the world. That's kind of been my slogan.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously impacting people that can change the world. And then number two has always been about bringing people to the light. And to me, the light means to their higher self, to their Christ consciousness, to the truth from within.
Mm-hmm.
But those, now looking at it through what you're saying, it's not very specific and measurable. Those are kind of just.
We can add to that a little bit. I like what you're saying. And it's just, you understand the subconscious mind. It's a cybernetic mechanism. There's a physical side of what we're doing here. And that's what the goal is for, right? When you talk about impacting, I understand that you want to impact leaders because leaders like Tony Robbins or myself or something, we impact millions of people. So you want to impact those people. So I get that phrase, but maybe you can say, impacting high-level influencers, something that refers to getting to millions or billions of people, right? So I'd like to put a number on there so it's quantifiable. Because you could, if you're saying I want to impact leaders to impact others, well, you've impacted me and I'm impacting others. So your subconscious mind says mission accomplished. Because how many leaders? Is it 10? Is it 100? Is it 1,000? So it's more of a left brain mechanical thing. But if we can get something like that, I think it might help you measure it, right?
Absolutely. That'd be great. Maybe when we're at the Mastermind in Nashville, you can spend a couple of minutes so we can dial it down or something.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Like I said, you've spent, if you guys don't know, Dave spent 4 years in Moncton. I mean, he's done astro traveling. You guys are in for a real treat. Dave's going to kick us off at the retreat and bring your fire suits.
Yeah. We're going to eat some fire, break some fears.
Yeah.
And then for all of that, you are thinking about impacting the world through one-to-many speaking or webinars or podcasts. We're going to go over step by step my presentation blueprint to empower you of how to deliver what I call the perfect pitch. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
So there's a good case in point. We'll have 30 people there or something. So, and they're all leaders. You're going to impact those leaders to go impact other people. But that's 30. So maybe you want 1,000 by the time you're 60 or something. I don't know, just something so that the subconscious can tell you and you can measure it.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll work on that, brother. Let's see. Is Mr. Roman? I know Beth is here. I don't see Len. Boy, a lot of absenteeism today. Beth, can you hear us? It looks like your camera's off. She might be checked out.
Beth is driving.
Oh, you're driving. Are you guys together?
No, she just texted us on the chat.
Luke is not here. Eric Markarian is not here. Kyle, is that you on the telephone number there? Can you hear us?
That's Michelle on the telephone.
Oh, it is, okay. Boy, a lot of you guys, I'm gonna have to knock some heads together here. Jared, what about you, bud? I see your camera's up, but can you speak? Jared? Oh, he must be checked out as well. Katie, I see you're there.
I'm here. Okay, so I have a personal and a professional. So I'm so happy and grateful that I move energetically through my day in a body that looks precisely the way I want it to look. And I feel excited, attractive, and unstoppable. And I'm so happy and grateful that I've developed an 8-figure coaching business, and it feels amazing to and impactful to help thousands of women be the best versions of themselves.
I love it, love it, love it. Is there any way you could boil that down a little bit more?
So I thought about trying to add like a number into that. I have multiple kind of goals in my life script, but
Yeah.
I wanted to combine them into my C type. So I'd love to add something that's more quantifiable.
Well, I would love to have you just like Peggy. I would have a health and so 8-figure coaching business. Boom, subconscious mind. I get it.
Yep.
Now you're impacting a ton of people. So don't confuse the money guys with like being money hungry or materialistic. That's not the case. It's just measurable.
Yep.
Now, 1,000 people or 8-figure coaching business. Right now, 8 figures is actually a little vague too, right? Because that goes from 10 million to 99 million.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
And this is how the subconscious mind works, though. You know, we
Yeah.
spend a lot of time in spirit with Neville Goddard and what we're talking about, but don't forget you're expressing physically. You have a subconscious, and when it's vague, it's just vague. It's unclear.
Yeah. 7 just felt too little.
Oh, it's way too little for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coaching figure in excess of 10 million a year or a month.
Well, yeah, my C type is 1 million a month.
Okay, so that's even better because I like monthly because entrepreneurs think monthly. So that's what I would say.
Okay.
Right? 7-figure a month, or in excess of $1 million a month coaching business. So that would be, and you can say this too. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning in excess of $1 million a month from multiple revenue sources, if you want, because you do have multiple things.
Yeah, my additional resource or additional income would be above and beyond that.
Perfect. So work with that a little bit because that's what I
Okay.
say. It's 10 million a month through multiple revenue sources. Now in my life script, I spell out, 20 something revenue streams, right?
Broken down. Okay.
The goal card is in excess of 10 million a month through multiple revenue sources. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Hopefully I want all you guys to dial in on this. It should be able to fit on a goal card. And if you want to do one sort of career or income or purpose and then one health, that's fine. But you want to be able to read them and just burn them into your brain. Does that make sense?
So Brian, on the goal card, like, for example, if I'm using the second one, instead of saying on the goal card, I'm so happy and grateful that I've developed blah, 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 should we just put like develop, a month of $1 million a month in
Yeah, I would
excess
say
of
I'm
$1
so
million
happy
a
and
month in a
grateful that
coaching
I'm earning.
business? Should we take away the fluff of that on the
Yes,
goal cards?
for the goal card, yes.
Okay,
In your life script, spell it all out.
right, the feeling,
The
buying it.
feeling, the people, the coaching, the this, because you have coaching and mortgage for now
Right.
and flipping homes. You're about to have a dozen more things over the next year if
Yeah,
we're open to it.
yep,
So that's why I like to be really specific for the subconscious mind. Does
Okay.
that make sense to everybody? Same with the health too. Just spell, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm living in a perfectly healthy body as intended by God and nature. You don't even
Yeah.
have to put a weight down because you know what that weight is. Your
Yeah.
subconscious knows it too. But then you carry that around, right?
Mhm.
And that might be why some of you aren't moving towards some of your goals as quickly as you'd like, is because we're not, it's not that you're not in harmony. You could be more in harmony with God by being very specific about your ask, right? Letting go, letting God, getting in a high vibration, always being in a responsive state instead of a reactive state. I took a 50K hit this morning on something and okay. Is what it is. I've made millions this year. It's like that happens to us, right? And it's just money. It's just numbers. It's not even physically in my hand, just numbers. And I'm not saying be willy-nilly about it, but how we process things, feedback, right? Environmental stimuluses. What's more rewarding and can be challenging is love and health, not finances. Finances get easy. I mean, Dan Hoover's spinning off a new revenue stream a week, like crushing it. You all are. So that becomes easy, right? It's the family, the love, the health, and the philanthropy. A lot of people get to be millionaires, then they're like, I didn't plan past this. And that's where the philanthropy and the purpose comes in. A lot of you are in coaching for purpose and reason. You make money other ways. I make way more money outside of coaching than in it. Coaching is for purpose. I have information that I know impacts people. This is why I'm on this planet. And before that, I didn't have that purpose. It was mostly mechanical. So it's a whole new way of living when you attach to purpose like that, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be philanthropy. It's what do you want and what would you love? So I want everybody to rewatch this recording and work on these goals. And we'll work on it. We'll do a session at Nashville too. I'll try and grab an hour or something. And I'll get with some of you guys that are a little vague. But
Brian, by any chance, do you have like a little worksheet or something? I've kind of seen this before where people fill something out to help them create their mission statement.
I've got to get you connected to the Thinking and Results program. You don't have that yet.
Okay.
Lesson 1 has you write out all your personal wants and all your business wants and boil them down.
Okay.
So, Carrie, can you take a note that we need to get Dave the TIR course, and Dave, you and I can go over it.
Oh, awesome. Cool. And Carrie, do you have my email by any chance?
I should, but if you want to drop it in the chat, I can copy it. That would be great.
I'll do it again. Thanks.
Yeah, he had it in the chat in the beginning.
Brian, it's Jared. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, handsome?
Sorry,
I'm
I'm
can't
driving.
You've gone into a spirit.
I'm driving. I'm driving. So my C-type goal is I'm so happy and grateful that I earn in excess of $10 million a month from multiple sources of income on a continuous basis with ease. And just some insight for Peggy and Katie. I read a book by Gary Keller called The One Thing, where you basically find the one thing in your life that makes everything else easier or unnecessary. And the reason I boiled my goal down, I was struggling with it for a while. I used to say it, but not really believe it. But now I'm at a point where I know what that $10 million can do for everything else in my life. So that is my C-type goal for what I want to do, from community give back to my health and wellness to, my investments to my own real estate portfolio. I've chosen that one thing because it's going to have an impact on everything else that I want to do in life.
Love it. Thanks for chiming in, brother. Appreciate that. That's what I'd written down too, but it's good to articulate that in front of each other, right? And we can all hold each other accountable. Like I said, I'm going to work on this with the team. We're going to make a nice goal document that we review from time to time, because accountability is one of the pillars of the Elite 100. And we'll get it all to each other so we can put the energy out for each other, hold each other accountable. So Dave, you're working on yours. Let's see. Mr. Lee, I know yours, but I don't have it written here, and I don't think everybody else does.
Okay, so I got 2 here. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have attracted my perfect, beautiful soulmate into my life with grace and ease.
Love it.
And income goal there is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am making in excess of $5 million a month from multiple revenue sources in a calm, confident, and heavenly manner with grace and ease.
Perfect. I love it, love it, love it. So those two, I mean, think about this, those 2 things, right? Imagine them already done. This is the other trick to this. So once you guys have these cards, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, especially when it comes to a soulmate. I know that one personally. A lot of you guys have yours. Took a minute, took a few tries, but it's all part of the journey. When you have that person, I mean, it's undescribable. You can go to broke and come back, and it wouldn't even matter when you find that person.
Just had this vision of Kevin attracting a woman that's going to be yielding him $5 million a month, and it's all happening.
It could be the same thing.
It's going to be 2 for 1, Kevin.
It could be the same thing.
Exactly.
Why not? It could be the same thing. The 5 million a month, you've already demonstrated because you're already at a pretty high level of awareness before you came into the elite and before thinking of results. You have a lot of left brain, like you're gonna get to 5 million. You might not know all the pieces of that now. That's gonna happen no matter what. And so is the soulmate, but I'm talking impact wise. Like, holy cow, right? And then, so Kevin, you and I talked about in your life script, you want to spell out all the qualities, no faces or names. What does it feel like? You might talk about, is she entrepreneurial? And the reason I say this is when I was attracting Laura, I specifically said, I don't care if they make money or not. It's not one of the needs. What I want is the freedom. So they couldn't have like a nurse with a 20-year career in a hospital working off hours, because I travel 15 times a year. I want the person to be with me. I also didn't want anybody with young kids. I've done that. I'm past that. And there was an age spread. There's a whole bunch of things. I was asking for somewhat of a miracle, to be honest with you. And when I met Laura, both of our daughters are older. Check. All the things. Check. And she's very entrepreneurial. So we're able to travel and do all the things. So make sure in your life script, you're spelling all that out. I did this once before and I missed some things. But it was all part of the journey. How do you know what you want unless you go through some experiences? And that's the thing. So God and the universe will fill in the blanks that you leave, and they may or may not be what you want.
Good point.
That's why we say, that's why I say in a heavenly manner with, in a calm, confident, heavenly manner with grace and ease. It eliminates any fuckery. Excuse my French. You eliminate the fuckery in your goals. And I've done this in business, right? I got to 8.5 million in construction, but I was ripping my hair out, dealing with insane hedge fund managers building mansions, right? So income hit, not at all in a calm, confident, heavenly manner. I ended up folding the whole company. So I found that you can't see, God knows what grace means. It's the law of non-resistance. So the universe and God cannot fill in the blanks when I say that. In a calm, confident, heavenly manner with grace and ease. And some of that I got from Bob. It's been whittled down over the years. So the beginning and the end, I mean, you can choose to do what you guys want, but it's been, well, many decades of thought from Bob and some from myself and other people about the meaning of the words and why they're in there. And like I said, words are sound, sound is energy. So I'm a huge fan of, I am so happy and grateful now that, and that came from Bob, and then end it in a calm, confident, heavenly manner with grace and ease. Use it, don't use it, it's up to you guys, but that's why I do that.
Brian, just to complement that. So I know that when I was like single and looking for my partner, I started by focusing on all the things I didn't want, which didn't get me what I needed. Because when you focus on all the things you don't want, that's actually what you attract.
Yeah.
So just make sure when you're putting that list together, not to say I don't want someone who's not fit. You say, I want a person who's active and energetic. You just focus on the do's, not the don'ts.
It's a great
and write a list like you're going to the grocery store.
100%. And then what I do, that's what I did. I wrote a list, but then I put it into words and emotions and what does it feel like? You can paint the picture of walking hand in hand in a Hawaii beach or something, like whatever makes sense to you guys. And what Katie said about goals applies to everything. We never, ever put in our goal what we don't want, because the subconscious doesn't hear any of that. So if you said, I don't want somebody that's lazy, all they're going to hear is lazy. It's just the way the subconscious, right? I want to get out of debt. It just hears debt. You'll attract more people, places, things to create more debt. And I think we all know enough about this, but I do want to re-articulate it. Everything should be in a positive, only what you would love. No energy towards what you don't want, because when you're getting everything you love, all the other stuff naturally dissolves, right? If we talk about living in a perfectly healthy body, you don't have to worry about losing weight. It's a natural thing. If we talk about getting to 7 figures a month in a calm, confident manner, what happens to any debt you have?
Right.
It dissolves quite naturally. So that is a principle of any goal you're ever going to write. It should not have any I don'ts or negative language. It's only what would you love. And if you're focusing on what's good and what would you love, you're going to get what's good and what you love. Somebody have a question or a comment?
Yeah, Brian, it's me. Ara, quick question. For example, in my goal, I'm so happy and grateful now, meaning right now, I'm gonna make 300 million in by 2026. So that's a conflicting message to the subconscious, isn't
It may
it?
sound like it is, but it isn't. It isn't because, and you guys know this, right? Everything is first created in energy, including the universe itself. There is a timeline to anything that's going to be physically manifested. It's called the law of gestation. We can't experience the best way to look at it, you can't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next 50 years today. But those things are going to happen. This is exactly right. So there's a natural timeline to anything that goes from the energy state to the physical form, and it's consciousness that moves energy into form. So it's fine that you say by 2026, because there's a timeline to this. And 2026 may come and go. It may happen earlier or later. It's just for you to subconsciously measure. You're getting close to 2026 and it's not happening. Maybe you need to change your plan. If somebody's releasing weight and you're getting close to a timeline, maybe you need to change your plan, your trainer, your diet, whatever it is. It's just God telling you need to change your plan, not the goal. That's the only reason we do timelines.
Okay.
But it's not conflicting, because everything, as soon as you hold the idea of the 300 million, it exists, right? Everything is spirit. We're barely expressing anything physically. Everything is spirit, guys. It's energy. And we're moving it and manipulating into form for a period of time. It'll go back to energy someday too. So do we. So there's just a timeline to this time-space experience that we're experiencing physically. But there's
Hey,
no
Brian-
conflict there.
Brian, can I just give a quick thought?
Absolutely, brother. Anybody, yeah.
You know, it's very interesting that majority of people's main definite or purpose or main goal was to make extreme amount of money. And it's very interesting that very few from the group mentioned, you know, becoming enlightened or connecting to their higher self, or really that I think the most important mission of our world is to find God from within. So it might be interesting for people to re-look, because, and you probably know, those that have had a lot of money, most of them figure that's it and it's empty inside. So I'd hate to have you spend all of your time trying to make extreme amount of money when you really don't need, I mean, you need some, you know, 50,000, 100,000 a month is enough to have a great life. So instead of spending so much time and energy, or even one thing to consider, everything is karma. We all have a certain amount of karma, which is kind of like your bank account. So why would we waste all of our karma to create materialistic gain when, as my guru told me, you can't take any of your limos or yachts when you leave. The only thing you can take.
Misunderstanding, because obviously there's been a whole year of creation in this. When people are talking about money, it's services rendered, right? I can't get to 10 million a month without impacting at least tens of thousands of people. I completely get your point, but I don't think that's really anybody here. Even Yun and Matt, their goal of 108 million, that's because there's a certain amount of doors and a certain amount of families providing homes. So most of this is just, and Bob is the same way. He could give a shit about money. He really could care less. He didn't grow it. He grew it, but he didn't invest. Other people did that. That's why he hired Sandy. He didn't need money for 6 decades. He was way beyond the needs of money. He didn't even travel or go, like do anything. It was purely a measure of how many people he's impacting. And when you hear people here say that, that's usually what it's tied to. Almost
but
everybody.
But even still, impacting people isn't working on your spiritual growth.
No, it isn't.
That's so, you know, just something to consider. That's all.
No, 1,000,000%. I totally receive it. But when you're in the group longer, you'll see that we're always working on spirit. It's not a goal; it's a way of life. Because you can never end. So what's the goal? A goal, like, it's never achievable. You can never be in the physical state that of God consciousness. We can approach it, and I'm definitely open for discussion. But spirituality is always something we're studying with the books and with each other. So I don't put any goals around spirituality. That's an existence. It's a way of life. That's something I'll work on all the way through this form and into the next journey. And I think that's an ongoing thing. But I'd love to hear all of your thoughts. Maybe in Nashville, we can talk about that a little more, because we all study and we all pray and we're all doing things to raise our spirituality. I just wouldn't know how to set a goal around it. But definitely, this would be a good one in Nashville for sure. We'll get some open time. Yen?
I just wanted to add, so Dave, I can 100%, I work with Dave quite frequently as well. And he is very, very, he lives and breathes the walk of bringing people to the light, if you will. The thing I like about the money thing is really, because it took me a while, and Brian will tell you, it took me a while to actually get connected with that statement. But what it does do, because this is definitely something that I believe in, is that it's all of our rightful duties to become the richest as possible in the same journey of reaching to the light or getting tapped into our source. Because as you know, source energy is everywhere. It's all lies within us. I truly believe that when you put that monetary goal or whatnot, it also expands you in the mindset of not just servicing people, but really servicing you in the sense of getting to know you more better, right? Like allowing yourself the permission to desire the tangible and the non-tangibles, right? Because at the end of the day, that's exactly what this entire journey is about. We think we're, going to solve world problems and create this business and do all this, but let's be very honest, this entire physical journey is for us to tap into who we are. Right, to us to tap into who we are, what we're becoming, and what we're capable of. So, I love what you said, Dave, and I absolutely agree with you, Brian, that this exactly group is always that. But when you do put a monetary tone to it, it gives people permission, I believe, at a subconscious level, for them to dream bigger and bigger and bigger. And those are the points of thoughts or whatnot that actually allows them to get to know themselves more.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, what I'd love to recommend, maybe we can have a hot seat of all, or like a little group mastermind to kind of figure all the different things that people are doing to spiritually enhance themselves, or just all the cool things. That would be really cool to mastermind.
I will take a note on that. And when we get back, because I saw a lot of heads bobbing up and down.
Yeah, I'd love that, because I know that's one area where I'm lacking.
We'll spend a session after the Elite, because I think we're going to be pretty booked at the Elite retreat. But the following week, we will mastermind on spirituality awareness, and that'll be enough. I'll remember. I like that, Dave. Thank you. Peggy, and then Ivan.
Great conversation about spirituality. And I had a question and then I had a thought. But so the question is, when I think about what Abraham teaches, and I think many of us are familiar with their teachings, it's when we experience contrast, what we don't want, then we know what we do want. And we came here as spiritual beings, knowing that we would come into an environment of contrast to expand the world and things around us to make, in my interpretation, to make the world a better place. And then, when we say, oh, okay, we want more money because we want to implement and do more good and, expand our reach, et cetera. When we ask, it's given. And then the instruction is to stop pounding on the ask and get into the receiving mode, which then brings me to Neville. But I have seen in the past, when I'm writing out my goal and doing these things, I feel that resistance to it, like it's not here. And I just, I know we don't have time right now, but I would love to, I guess that's just a matter of training the subconscious,
more
right?
Meditation, more repetition. That's all it is. That's a simple fix. It's the principle of auto-suggestion and getting into a meditative state, more prayer, more feeling of the wish fulfilled. And I don't know what you do on a daily basis, but it's not 12 things we need to do. It's really getting into the feeling every morning and every night of it is already done. I mean, look at this.
Okay, thank you.
Year, right? You, a year from now, will be running a group just like this. Look at your face. You guys see her face and her everything? You have to visualize, take a snapshot of this.
Right.
And I don't lead this group. This is a mastermind. Print out a snapshot of it from all of us, put it on a wall just for a visual of you doing the same exact thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Little tricks like that, little things. Ivan?
Yes, I had two thoughts that I wanted to share with all of the group. The first thought was that I hear a lot about attract, and attract, and I want to pass a little different viewpoint that I think is how I've been operating since I became an entrepreneur, basically, which is create versus attract. So if you go into viewpoint and to a mode of create, because the future is the most virgin territory and is the only virgin territory that actually exists.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go with the mindset of create versus attract, in my viewpoint, it gives you much more power and energy to really make things happen instead of only wait for things to happen. Because when you are creating and when you do the vision board, right? You are already creating. You're not attracting, you are creating that vision board. And then you go and you create, you continue creating thoughts and creating energy for that to happen. And the universe, it's bringing different resources in your creation path. It's just a different viewpoint.
It's a different point of view, and it's semantics on words a little bit. The fact is, you can't not attract. It's impossible for a human being not to attract. You're electromagnetic. Whether you're attracting depression in poverty or a global office, it's impossible for a human being. You're a magnet, right?
Correct.
So when we say attract, it's attraction. It's magnetism responding to vibration. So whether you say creation or attraction, and you said the universe brings you people, that's attraction. When you're seeing creating, you're consciously putting energy out in a high vibration. You can't create, well, when you're creating what you want, you're in a high vibration. You can't not be. When you're creating what you don't want, you're in a low vibration. So there's certain physical principles to your mind-body connection, and one of them is vibration, which causes attraction. So when we say attraction, you just said it, oh, the universe brings you. That's the law of attraction. Does that make sense?
Yes, and my viewpoint on that, Ryan, is that I am creating that energy, that energy, right? That is coming into my universe, but is in the creation mode, not just me like, hey, here I am. I just put the vision.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying attraction, like things are just going to come to you without effort. That's not it at all.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right? We're always attracting everything in the physical state.
Yes.
Whether it's serving us or not is what we want to look at. So when you get in a creative space, you're invoking your imagination, which is a superpower. You're tapping into God. You're a channel of God's will. When Correct. You're doing that, you're in an extremely high vibration, and you'll attract the people, places, things, and circumstances to make whatever that vision is go from energy to matter. So it's consciousness in the creative state that causes attraction to move energy into form. So we're saying the same thing, but like it's impossible for you not to attract. I want to make sure you get that. So you don't reject the word attraction, because you're a magnet, bro. Electromagnetic, spirit, physical.
Correct. Yeah. I got that.
I love the idea of we are creators. That's what I am means too, right? I am so happy. What we're saying is I am a creator. That's what those two words mean. We are born in the image of God. God is a creator. We are a subset of that. I always say these iPhones don't grow on trees. God could not have created this by himself or herself. It's
correct.
It's a co-creation. So everything that we're going to make, any goal you have is a co-creation. And we need to get into a high vibration with a vision to cause attraction to make it happen.
I see.
That help?
Yes.
But I love the idea of I'm a creator, because that's what I am means. So if that works for you, then stick with it. Obviously it is working for you, right? You have a global office and 10 philanthropic C-type goals.
Exactly.
I love this. This is we're running a little late. Lots of people dropped off. This has been absolutely amazing. Hopefully you get some good value out of it. No session next week. We'll see you guys at the Elite Retreat. My team will be following up with some of you guys. I'm going to circulate in the WhatsApp group the current list. So please check it. Make sure you're on there. Make sure your rooms are booked. And reach out to myself, or actually reach out to Kerry or Kendra or somebody. or Laura if there's any conflict. All right,
Thank
guys?
you so much, Brian. Ivan,
Jen!
don't think at all. Just stay in your high energy. You don't have to worry about anything. You're
Yeah.
just doing it. So just be you, okay? Don't try to logically think about anything.
Exactly.
I agree.
You got it.
be.
Take care, everybody.